working on the game mat, obviously. I'm starting off by doing the middle circle that I've been talking about. And I already have my tape circle prepared. And in the first episode, I talked about raiding your kitchen. And that's exactly what I did for this circle. I took a dinner plate, in this case, a Christmas dinner plate, laid it out on a piece of wood, put tape on it, cut around the plate to get a nice circle, laid it down, and that's going to be our template for our middle bit. So now we have all these roads that are crisscrossing and don't make any sense there in the middle. So I'm just going to use some Army Painter brush on primer, and I'm going to coat this whole middle area with it, and then come back and add some weathering and stuff. And I'm using a big old makeup dry brush for this, just to get the paint down quickly. And we'll probably need several coats of this, just because of how bright the lane lines are, but that's okay. We will do this and then work on some other stuff and come back and put a second coat on. No big deal. So, yeah, as you can see, the lines are showing through this primer. That's okay though. Like I said, we'll do a couple coats and it'll be fine. While this dries, I'm going to work on the, I guess from this orientation, the upper right quadrant. I'm going to try to get that done today. At least all the roads done. Alright. So there's that first coat of that done. Just gonna rinse off the brush here. Rinsing off this kind of makeup brush can be quite a thing sometimes because a lot of liquid can get trapped in all these bristles. So if you don't want to overwhelm your paper towel, I recommend wringing it out first. And then just sitting it off to the side to dry. Or if you're in a position to do so, you can do the Bob Ross and beat the devil out of it. That also works. Alright, so now I'm going to do, if we look on the template here, I'm going to be working on this quadrant right here. So I'm going to do this curve in the road right here right now. So I'll be able to show you how I do the curve templates. So we'll do that real quick. So I just have my board here. And I'm going to take another dinner plate, a small dinner plate in this case, lay it down just like that. And I'm just going to take some pieces of tape, attach it here, and just push it into the crack of the plate there. And do this all the way around until we get a nice circle. I'm sure there are potentially better ways to mask off a circle like this. This is just the way that seemed easiest to me at the time. I don't know how else you'd do it though. I mean, I guess you could just draw out a circle and then mask that. But it seems like a lot of effort to fit tape around a circle like that is just a line. So, as opposed to a physical thing like a plate. But I don't know. Alright, so there's our circle. So then, I'm just going to take the X-Acto blade and just run it along the edge. Doesn't have to be perfect, because the roads can be a little wonky. And there we go. Let me just pick the plate up, hypothetically. There we go. And there's our lovely circle. So we'll use this in just a second. Just flatten it all down, make sure it is essentially one piece of tape. Blue tape doesn't stick to anything except itself, which is a wonderful quality in this case. Smooth the edge down, make sure we have a solid piece of tape here, and then very gently pull it up. And then, alright, there we go. Alright, so there's our tape circle. So now we're going to come over here. We're going to work on this. So I'm just going to leave my tape circle here for a second. And I'm going to pull out my smaller tape and just lay out a couple small roads here. So looking at the plan, looks to be about here, and I have this listed as a B road, so about half the thickness of these big roads here. Do that. I think I'm going to move this one actually. It's not quite in the right spot. I'm going to put it about there. There we go. And then just do the other side of them. That looks about right. So about there. And then let's just see how our circle looks. So we're going to use our circle like this. And yeah, it looks about just exactly on. Perfect. So we're just going to lay our circle down like this. We're not using the whole circle in this case, just part of it. So we're just going to do like this. Wonderful. Alrighty, and then we can very gently, because we are on the vinyl here, but we can very, very, very gently go in and cut the excess tape off here. Don't want to cut too deep though, because you will slice right through your vinyl. And that is definitely not what you want to do. Pull that up. Alright, there's that. And then do the same thing on this side. This side's a little easier. Okay. Just fit this in. There we go. Alright, and then do the same thing here. Up. and then I'm going to take the other half of the template here and align it roughly with these roads, and then no, not quite. I want the curve to be fairly even, so that looks about right. Not perfect necessarily, but we'll try this. Doesn't have to be perfect. Okay. I realize that doesn't help me. Curves on the wrong side for that to work. I might have to make a new template. Oh yeah, I will. Okay. We'll have to use the reverse of our template for this part. Forgot about this. So let me grab that. So I'm just going to grab this and lay it down. And no, that's too tight, I think. I think we'll actually just leave it. I think it'll be straight on the inside, curvy on the outside. That'll be okay, because we have a C road coming off right here. So yeah, that'll be fine. So we'll mask this. So, missed the track. So then we have to put in our actual road pattern. So take some of these. And these lines are going to be smaller than the lines on the big road because, well, it's a smaller road. This curve is going to be interesting. I think what I'm going to do for the curve lines is just lay the plate and move it for every line I need. This tape isn't long enough. But we'll see. We will see. I also don't know if I left myself enough room here to mask. No, I didn't. That's okay. We'll just move the tape. Lovely thing about tape roads is you can just pick them up and move them if they don't fit. You don't have to have an architectural degree or urban planning degree or whatever it would be. Alright, so there's that. I do have to cut this out then. There we go. Wonderful. So I'll do the curve in a minute, but for now I'm just going to do the side, or the lines here. The straight lines, that is. So then I'll just get a little bit of this. I'm not going to worry about judging these exactly. I'm just going to put them down what looks right. That looks good. Same thing over here. And one more for the curve. That'll work. All right. So then, yeah. I'm actually going to lay down my plate. I'm going to pull the tape off it so it's a smooth surface. Yeah, that's fine. And I'm just going to lay the plate up like this. And that way we can have a smooth line of lane line all the way to the edge. This is sort of a fiddly process. If you were pretty much any other type of game board, not urban, would not require all this road planning and stuff. But I think it'll be worth it in the end, even though it may be a bit tedious. So I'm just going to get my splintered bone color again. Same color I've been using for all the roads in this project. And just get some on a palette and have it be clogged. Awesome. My favorite. Still clogged? Okay. Fair. We'll just pop the top off and do it this way. Alright. So then the same thing I've been doing this whole time. I'm just going to get my sponge here, and I'm just going to tap in the lines. I'm going to do this one first so I can pick my plate up that's covering the other ones. And then I'll go back and do the other lines that are going to require the plate at the end. Move the plate just a tiny bit. Excellent. Make sure we get a good strong line in there. It's a little messy, but that's okay. Just wipe it up with our finger a little bit while it's still wet. Alright, and then I'll do the rest of these lines. And then we'll start on these curves, which is going to be, in my head, is going to work out great with this plate, but we're going to see. Okay. This is the sort of thing, all this taping up, it's like upsetting that you have to remove the tape and throw it away, because the taping out the lines almost is more effort than the painting. It's like all your effort just gets thrown in the trash. But there's not really a place we can reuse this template, so we're just gonna have to deal with it. Alright, so then I'm going to see if I can get maybe right here. I'm going to attempt to get a lane marker. This is going to be tricky. I'm going to pull this tape up first, I think. Got all the stuff we need to have done on this. So I'm going to pull this up. And this is what I was talking about, all this work, laying out all this tape. 30 seconds of painting and it's all done. Pull this all up. The result comes out, but it's still sad to see all that tape gone. Alright, so now I'm going to try and put like this. And then I'm going to lay a piece of tape down here. Like so. I'm going to slice it off. Okay. That's fine. So that's in line with the other lane lines there. I'm going to put the plate back. A bit wider than I think. Then I'm going to put some tape at each end of the lane line. Alright. And then hopefully pull the plate back up. That'll do. That will do. Looks like the road is continuing along just fine. Just fine. Alrighty. So now I think I will put another coat of the gray on the middle. And then I think I'll do some detail work on the middle. So let's walk back over here and get resituated. There we go. Alright, get the Army Painter brush on primer again. And just put another coat. My brush from last time is still considerably wet. Just going to dry that off. If I wasn't inside, the Bob Ross Beat the Devil Out of It would be a great technique to use for this. Okay. This is mostly dry. Just going to put another coat on here. Cover up these white lines here. A little bit more. Just put it right on here. There we go. There we go. Probably one more coat later, just to make sure it's completely covered up, and then we'll be good to go. So now, let's see what now I'm going to work on. Let's see. I think I'm just looking at the buildings and stuff. I guess I'll put this last little road in up here, and then I'll do some sidewalks, and then I'll put a bunch of tufts around, and then we'll call that the day. Just gonna get my tufts up here. They're probably really loud on stream. Alright. Grab this. Alrighty. So, I'm just going to put this last little road in here. This is the C road, so about half the thickness again of this road. Take too short. And it kind of goes off into the corner like this. looks good. So this road isn't even going to have lane lines. It's just like a one-lane road, essentially. But it will have the side lines. So I'll put those in. There we go. All right. Just get our sponge back. Get some of our splintered bone. And let's just put these lines in. Just like before, tap in with the sponge. Trying to maintain a somewhat irregular pattern there. And then we'll pull this tape back off. Excellent. And I am going to go back at some point and all of the places where the roads meet, I'm going to use some black paint and stuff to blend them in, so that we take the lines off so that the roads actually look like they flow into each other. Alright, so then I think I'll do some sidewalks. I'm going to pull this tape off because it'll be in my way. Excellent. Alright. So I'll just use this tape. Just going to tape off some sidewalks here. And then go to town. All right. All right, and then just going to very carefully cut these parts out. Yep. There we go. Okay, so there's our sidewalks. Just gonna go grab the sidewalk color that we used. Alrighty. So, back with the sidewalk color, Mechanicus Standard Gray. And just gonna put this down with a sponge, I suppose. Why not? Sponge will work just fine. Just gonna tap this all over here. I'm gonna get right up here to the edge of this gray, but try my best not to hit it too a lot. If I hit it a little bit, it won't be a big deal, but the sidewalks can also help to cover up the slight mistakes on the white road markers that we had. All right, that looks good. We'll come back and do the lines on the sidewalks later. Just gonna pull these off. The center bit. Alright, so there's our sidewalk going around what will be one of our buildings right there. Like I said, I'll come back and do the sidewalk lines later. That'll work for now. So then, I'm going to, I guess, do the sidewalk up here. Adjust the camera angle though, so you can see it a little bit better. There we go. I'll work on this part of the sidewalk now. So this curve is going to be interesting. I'm going to just try to eyeball it with some tape like this. Just sort of cheat it around using compound corners, compound turns, whatever you want to call it. That'll be fine. And just tape this. There we go. There's that. And just cover over this bit of white up here. There we go. Close enough for government work. Oh, and then just gonna tape off this spot right here. There we go. Alright. And we'll come back with the sponge and our sidewalk color and tap this on. that sidewalk done. Just get all our tape off. There we go. Alright, so then I'm just going to do some tufts. Not sure what I've had some thoughts about the section over here, which I guess you can't see, but the section over there. So I'm not going to put a sidewalk in there yet. So I'm just going to put some tufts down right now. Just going to grab my super glue. And tufts. Alright, and then we'll just see about putting some down. So I'm not going to put any in here because that's where a building is going to go. But I'm just going to look at the plan. There's going to be a building here, so I'll put some over here. Maybe one right there. And maybe a different color. And put one right here on the sidewalk, in between the sidewalk and the street. Why not? Why not? Grab another one. Alright, that looks good. Let's bring this around here. So that's what I'm doing, just putting some tufts around like that. Put one in the sidewalk. Probably put one over here also. Maybe right there, and maybe one right there. Just get it in there. Yep, and then one right in there. That looks good. And there's going to be a building right there, so we're not super concerned with that. I think that's going to do it for today. I'm going to go and work on this throughout the week. So I'm going to come back, hopefully, with all the roads next done by next Friday. And then we'll put some more, put the brown for the dirt and stuff down, put some more tufts down, finish that middle circle, and then we'll be pretty close to calling it done. So yeah, we're getting there. Definitely getting there. That's what we did today. Thank you everybody for watching, and I will see you next time.